Close the face so flies don't get in.
Uh, well, welcome again to another episode of East County Voices. Uh, well, we got a nice little group here today. We got Mary, we got Miss Patty, we got Margie. So take it away, Miss Patty. What we got on for tonight?
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the East County Voices show tonight. I'm live on my Instagram. We're also live on YouTube. Um, Tonight is really, it's important that we create this space so that folks can come together and feel safe and open to speak on their truth. And in the city of Antioch, we know that we have experienced different forms of bullying, abuse of power, abuse of the system in our school district, in our police department, in our city governance. So tonight's topic, it's very important for us to hear from the victims themselves. We have a victim, a target here. There's a target of this supremacism that we've known existed. Um, there's quite a few of us, but tonight our special guest. We have Miss Margie Carell. So thank you, Margie, for joining this conversation and being brave enough to just share your story, because it's been about a year, I believe, since you reached out.
You're right, since I reached out, but it started in 2022 is when she first assaulted me.
Now, this she that we speak of, we're going to play a video so that folks can just get an idea of what the Back the Blue crew, what they did. One of their main people, her name is Nicole Sedano Silva White, and she has terrorized multiple people in our community, myself included, taking my military photo and sharing that I was saying I was dishonorably discharged. But anywho, let's do some introductions. We have our amazing co-hosts here. Carlos, as always, doing amazing things. Mary, she's a freaking warrior in the community, and always here to have you. Feel free to tap in with questions for Margie also. And then Margie, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Margie?
Okay, I'm 70 years old. I've lived in my house for over almost 50 years. When Nicole moved in, but it started all in, like I said, 2023, when she first assaulted me. I got a restraining order, which was a joke because the judge wouldn't even hear my witnesses about her assaulting me. She does her crying. Nicole does, she starts crying. This is her little MO, Then every single day, there was some type of harassment every single day. She came out, well, she threw a can through my bedroom window, which resulted in me being cut. Of course, the police did nothing. I have 14 police calls on her. And there's just certain cops, no taking reports from us, which was very upsetting. I mean, making no reports for her, on her.
Do you feel like she was kind of protected, like when you were
protected? She was protected by the police chiefs. They, the Back the Blue.
Yeah,
definitely. And then when she tried to, I thought it was a gun when she tried to shoot me, but it turned out to be a taser. Okay, which resulted in me having to go get an MRI because I started stuttering, and they thought I had a stroke.
I remember.
And, yeah, it was really bad. And the police officer, which was Ibanez, that always came out. That's who they had on speed dial. He lied on he did make a report this time, but he lied on the report, which was very upsetting, because he said that he talked to both of us, and just before she tried to shoot me, she had did damage to my car. She threw rocks and mud on my car. And so she has done damage to my property, damage to my car, and damage to me. And like I said, she's protected by the APD, certain police officers, and there has to be the government, because why is she on the government watch list, and why does she have six or seven restraining orders, and she won them all? So something's going on.
We have 2 more guests that joined us. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, La Pamela. Margie, thank you for sharing. I know there's more to it, and you became a victim in 2020. We have 2 more targets that experienced things from the very beginning. And if you all, Alyssa, if you're open to sharing what you went through with this person on your first, and what happened, what was the outcome of what happened to you, of how you were targeted, how you were victimized. If you'd like to speak on it, feel free to unmute. If you'd like to, wait a bit, that's fine. And then Miss La Pamela, she's another. Yes, Mary.
Don't forget to let them know that you are also a victim.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I was with you through a lot of things where she was doing horrible things to you that were just terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you saw her take pictures of me, right?
Well, I was with you when her son tried to spit on you.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Oh my gosh. The day that our activist community was targeted, arrested, circled by, because there was a going away to the former police chief Tammany Brooks party, and they were not welcome. They were there protesting, though, exercising their right. And when we arrived, there was no one. None of our activists, my activist friends, were there. No one was there. But I did see. I felt the energy. Mary was there, bro. Like Mary. When I saw Mary, I was pretty frightened because I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I was afraid. We were in the lion's den, and we had no idea what had just transpired, but we did see the videos. And then ultimately there was a settlement to one of the victims who was tased. And Mary, yeah, you were there. The young man, the son of Nicole Sedano Silva White, started hawking a loogie in my direction, like he was going to spit at me. And then somebody grabbed him and said, "Oh, hey, way." But he did the same thing, because Miss Margie here tried to get protection. She didn't. It was not. How many times did you try to get a restraining order, Miss?
The once, and then I tried again, and then I called the attorney for Antioch for the adult protection, and that's another thing. I got adult protection, and they went after that lady too. But she refused to take my calls. The second time, she wouldn't help me with getting the restraining order again. She said, well, she's moving anyway. Well, how in the hell did she know that she was moving? So there's the council members, there's city people, they're all involved in it.
Wait, was that a council member that said that? Was that like...
It was, I have her name. It was an attorney.
An attorney.
It was a lady attorney for adult protection.
Lori Ogerchuk does something for the elderly.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it wasn't her. It was the attorney. I have her name down.
Okay.
But she helped us with the first restraining order. And then when I tried to get the second one, she would not help us. And they refused to take our phone calls back at that. And just like the police chiefs, I have over 60 videos.
Yeah, you do.
She does. And I have the police officers' names. I have the police officers on. I have everything. I know what the police officers were. They refused to take our calls too, for us to show them the videos. So it's all together. I don't know the court system, definitely. Why is she being protected? Why is she being protected?
And to the extent, I do want to note that La Pamela, she another target, most recent of Nicole Sedano Civil White and family, because they're neighbors. And I was very concerned this 4th of July because it was a year ago that these neighbors detonated a firework on their property. And there were other things that led up to this, racist things such as throwing banana peels in their yard, posting about it on social media, celebrating, referring to them as monkeys, just saying disgusting racist things and getting away with it. They also, this family tried to get a protection order, and I was there to support. What happened? The commissioner deemed La Pamela's son dangerous because he was trying to defend his mother. Did not care for the fireworks. Did not care for the taser that was also deployed at La Pamela. We could ask her shortly what happened, but I remember in the court, the son, he spit. I saw the spit fly in the air at the direction of their neighbors, of the victims. He did it once.
Do you remember also when we were leaving the Tammany event and you decided to ride with me in my car and we kind of did a couple loops until she disappeared?
Yeah.
How she went up over the curb to follow you.
She did. She did.
Like the medium on Hillcrest. She went over it.
Yeah. But so her son spat 2 times. The 3rd time I got up and said something to the bailiff, and the bailiff said, "Oh, that's normal. He's disabled." So I was like, how was that? Do they know these people? They were wearing their Back the Blue shirts, mind you.
Oh, they know.
They were wearing the shorts to court. They sure did. And
the courts know them.
so then they sat down, and he did it the 4th time. And then the bailiff said, okay, we need to move you. And that was it. So no protection for these families that, La Pamela, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi.
You're the most recent victim experiencing all kinds of things. Can you tell us about, tell us about the first incidences of harassment or racist anything that you started experiencing? Anyone in your family?
Yeah, well, it first started with my daughter. Was the first thing. She's walking in the neighborhood. I've been in this house since 2009, minding my business, me and my kids, not bothering anybody. My ex-husband, been in this house since 2009, owning my home since 2009, so, and not, just being here. So my daughter is walking down the street to meet her friends at the community park. And my daughter's not always really vocal about, things, but she really was, feeling uncomfortable that Selena, her daughter, who's a big time bully as well, let's please bring her name in a lot of things. Because my daughter is a child and you're an adult.
How old was your daughter when she first?
17.
She was 17?
No, 16. I'm sorry, 16.
She was 16. And what did she? What was?
They're standing out there. Mind you, haven't even been living in the house 3 or 4. They haven't even been in the house barely a month. And Courtney's walking down the street and they're got their hands folded, staring her down, making her feel, like she's uncomfortable in her own neighborhood. And that's when it started. And then the next day, pretty much, they're outside talking loud, trying to let me hear. But if you're so whatever you are, come to my door and ask me like a woman. If you're accusing us of scratching your car, Nicole and her are outside accusing us of scratching their car. Oh, I know you got your window open. This is what Selena is saying. I know you got your window open. So yeah, you're. And then my ex-husband was here at the time because we had just lost my 29-year-old sister-in-law. So so he was coming up here, dealing with that trauma. And so, they're saying all this, and he was going to go over there and say something, my ex-husband, but I was like, leave it alone. Devin wanted to say something, but
did they get into Devin's car also?
Yeah, that's one of the things that Selena did. They thought, once again, racially profiling my family, you know, Selena's boyfriend, they thought that we cut the wires on their car. Well, you guys have cameras. Look at your cameras. Why would we do that? Why? So Selena took it upon herself to go into my son's trunk and look through everything in his trunk, to see if they had wire cutters. I have everything on video.
Yeah.
So, we have everything on video. So yeah, she goes into this trunk and she basically says, oh, she named everything that he had in there. And then she proceeds to say she should have stole it, is what set my son off. That you
Dang.
should have stole everything in his trunk. Really? You're coming on my property, touching my things, my
How emboldened,
Yeah.
emboldened and comfortable to commit crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the
This is-
one, sweetie, but yeah.
Right. This is their MO. This is
Yeah,
what
it is.
they make up stories. They'll call the cops and with lies just to get the cops out there so they
I
can.
mean, I was
If you-
dishonorably discharged according to them, according to facts. She said to her police friends, according to facts, she was dishonorably discharged.
No, this is their MO. I know them by like a book. I know what they do. I've told Pamela all these. Yeah, we kept in touch, so we know
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
is there.
we talk very often. Sure
Yes.
do. So
Yes, we do.
yeah,
Yes,
she
I
lets me know
I
about
what-
everything.
I know
Mary,
what they're gonna do.
So I've been following along. I obviously haven't been to all the events, but I took care of my mom and dad for a long time, so I'm more available now. But one of the things that I'm concerned with is what happened with the court when Nicole Sedano's daughter was there. I mean, did they press charges? Did they dismiss her? What happened?
they cried.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
their
Margie
MO.
told us. Margie told us. She
But what
said-
did the cops do? They cried and just told her to go home. Poor baby.
No.
Which one, Mary? For me recently, or
Yeah,
when
for you recently, because that was because I met you right before you were going to go to court with her.
Yeah, basically, I mean, they tried to make it seem like my son just went out there and hit the boyfriend, not leading up, not showing or telling them what you did all before that. Going into my son's property and everything that you did before that, lighting fireworks illegally on my property, threatening to
Throwing
burn my
banana
house.
peels.
Yeah.
Right.
All the things that she did. So basically, it was just, made it seem like my son is, just goes and hits on people and does this kind of thing. That's the only video they
Her
had that they
husband
showed.
also said, "Get the gun." I heard that.
Oh
on one of the
yeah,
videos.
she did.
Oh, I
Someone's
heard that
gonna
on the
get
video
shot
too.
tonight. Yeah. Someone's gonna get shot tonight. She says it as clear as day, and she's confirming it with her new sign up that says she doesn't call 911.
Oh yeah,
She-
her new
Her new sign that's up.
yeah, it's on her lawn that says we
We don't
What-
call 911. We
right.
we
But
shoot
what
with the
is it
shooting
about?
hand.
We love the
So scared.
we support the law enforcement, and then there's another sign that has a picture of a gun. We don't gun, and it says we don't call 911.
Yeah.
So what they did when they got that, they called the police of a false statement saying that Selena said, "Oh, I heard a noise. I saw a shadow inside the house," just so they could get the police out there to see the signs, and so anybody that comes up to La Pamela's house or to Nicole's house, they go,
Mhm.
you see our signs?
Yeah.
This is what they did. This is how they got the Antioch police to come into their house all the time, making false claims about us, saying, people over here with their guns, but this is their MO. This is how they start. They're trying
But
to get
at this-
into the Oakley police.
And at this point, the commissioner that protected this family and said, "Oh, she didn't grant the protection order that La Pamela's family
Right.
needed."
Nope.
But since then, I think that enough has happened.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
time.
what are they doing? They're having items delivered at your home now on
Yeah.
accident. How many
Yeah.
packages have been delivered on accident at your home?
Patty,
So-
can you just let our new people that are joining, watching, kind of brief them real quick on what
Yeah.
we're talking about so that
Yes. Okay. We're talking about a bully that worked in the Antioch Unified School District. She was contracted for many years. She's friends of Stephanie Anellos, friends of Alan Contendo. Like, it's a Back the Blue crew that lives in the city of Antioch. Now, there's a number of targets that have been targeted in different ways. That's with threats. That's with cat poisoning, property damage, harassment, libel, slander, assault, because she also threw eggs with her daughter at an activist, Shagufa Khan. She was a big time target of this Nicole Sedano Silva White when she had access to personal identifiable information when she was working in the school district, and took the time to call an immigrant family and say that their daughter was causing problems and this and that. She used her access to information to call me, tell me that she was going to bash my brains on my sidewalk, stated my address. We're dealing with a homegrown domestic terrorist that keeps getting away with murder, essentially. To what point? It's like it's a game, and they're protected locally. They were protected by the Antioch police, protected by the Contra Costa courts. That's where we're at, and so we're lucky to be listening. And we have targets here that found their voices. We have Margie, we have Alyssa, we have La Pamela, myself, witnesses here. It's a lot, so we need help. We need attorneys, we need some kind of representation, maybe some class action lawsuit. I'm not sure what it looks like, but since we have no justice, our justice is to continue talking about it and not forget, because people get comfortable. When people get comfortable with their level of threats that they've done and their access to weapons, I'm concerned for the safety of the La Pamela family. I'm concerned for Margie. I'm concerned for anybody that is an activist, that's pro Black Lives, that wants accountability. These people are sick. They are a Blue Lives clan. So I hope that summarizes that. Did I miss anything, Mary?
No, I'm just really kind of worried that she never came after me, and I'm wondering why.
Mm,
Let me know when you
Because
want to
she
see
was
the
on my
video.
group and I kicked her out.
mm. Yeah, let's see. So you have the video up? This is a local storyteller assisted us with getting this story out. Please share this YouTube video. Take a look, take a listen. This is
In
it,
our
right?
culture, it is natural to have a high
Yeah, I hope,
regard and respect for those men and women that keep us safe.
I don't know if it
Those
has
who work in the armed
volume,
forces,
though.
firefighting,
Wow.
Yeah, that's
I'm
Yeah, I
surprised
thought
with
that
that
was
video
good.
alone that the FBI been hasn't
I
looked
don't
at
trust
it.
I don't trust that FBI guy that no. His last statement was maybe she's just a bad neighbor. That's it's a joke.
No.
I feel she's protected.
She's a homegrown terrorist. Exactly how Patricia states it. That's why I've been kind of chatting on the side. I think that if the criminal law isn't doing anything to give you justice, I think that this group of people should go against her on a civil level.
yeah.
I know as I used to live in a neighborhood in Concord, and we had a woman that used her house as a drive-through for drugs and prostitution. And our community got together as a whole, and we got her evicted out of the house that she owned.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
thing is,
there
but
there
it's
are things that can happen.
representation.
I mean, just because the judicial system's not giving you justice one way, there we have enough people. I'm sure that Patty's
Yes,
got enough people, because what's
we
the
have
number up
enough.
to now, Patty?
Yep. Yep. Something's got to be done.
And then my neighbor Maryville has her. I don't know if she's gonna come on, but she's been targeted, and she has all her documentation and been having to deal with their bullshit.
Well, see,
Yeah,
that's
no,
me too.
that's something I mean, even if there's nothing, I mean, that can be done. It's worth a shot, because
Right.
I have seen the court system, hand out justice that way before. I know that they're capable of doing things.
But the thing is, too, is she's protected for some reason. She
I know,
thinks
but that's why you
protected.
need to do civil,
Yes.
because the civil doesn't have the same protection.
Yeah.
Patty, you're on mute.
Yeah, we do have documentation of the protection that she's received in forms of we had heard that she was sending nudes in exchange for protection and in exchange for her registration papers. She was sending nudes to the Antioch police in exchange to get away with what she does. Now, when she contacted me a few years ago about that she's going to bash my effing brains off at my effing sidewalk, blah, 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 we were texting after that, because at first it started with, hey, where does Shagufa live? Where does Lacey live? Can I get their numbers? I want to help with this activism. When's the next event? Really trying to get their more details and info. And once she didn't get anything out of it, she called me, made that threat against my life. And then we continued to text message, and I said, okay, well, tell Nicole that I forwarded the nudes to her, to the Department of Justice, or I said something, but her response was, but is it a crime? Something
Oh wow.
like, so I have those messages where, I mean, she didn't deny it, she confirmed it, like, and is it a crime? I don't know. It feels like it's not, because she's over there terrorizing a beautiful Black family. 2024, and this family is playing things like Back the Blue songs over the loudspeaker.
Oh, did we lose?
What other things? Oh, she jumped off. Yeah, so even after the last court hearing, since the family didn't get the protection they needed, Nicole Sedano and family activate their cameras to say things over the speaker to then activate the neighbors' cameras, and they'll play mute Back the Blue. There's some rap song that they were playing.
Right.
It's pretty
Right. Yep.
scary.
Yep. That, and we're having her son Zachary, which she uses as an excuse for everything, calling them excuse my French, but fucking cunt. And she's got it all on it's all on camera. Fucking bitch. Which they used over here. They would have him call me that all the time.
So I'm giving
but it's all on. She's got it all on camera. Just like me, I've got video of everything that they've done.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
I let
And
I let Pamela know all this. I know what's they're gonna do.
They
Yep,
did it.
yep.
Yeah,
She's
Cried
right.
in court. They cried
yep,
in court.
yeah,
Bullshit. Don't care
yeah.
about your tears or you. I
Crocodile
don't. Could
tears.
care less. You could
Tears.
roll over and
And you
just
know what?
don't know.
When I first started my investigations back in the day, Shagufa, a very powerful activist, leader, advocate, she sent me a pictures. She was like, "Hey, these are the threats that I'm getting," and the threat by Nicole Sedano Silva White was, "Yeah, we should rip her nose ring out to make her bleed." She
Oh,
wanted to rip Shagufa's nose ring out to make her
Right.
bleed.
I remember that.
And so I was like, okay,
Okay.
who is this? Who is this Nicole? She was actively supporting Mary Rocha with her campaigns, actively helping, what's her name? Sandra White. So there's supremacism isn't, you could be black or brown and still be part of that crew. So those folks, black and brown, are part of that crew, and they're friends with this person that's terrorized the community. But
You can't
ultimately,
forget about John either. Remember John?
oh my goodness, John
Oh,
Buffalo. He's homeless, living out of his truck. He was terrorized out of his own home.
2017.
2017, they would paintball his home.
he has a whole tons of videos.
He
You
does.
know,
Yep, the videos of him
tons.
smashing in his door with the bat.
Yeah.
Selena, Nicole,
Yep.
going over there and breaking in his front door.
And
Yep.
Oakley Police has it. They have all of that. Oakley Police recently saw the one with her terrorizing, and he said she should be in jail with what she did to Margie with the taser.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's Oakley
Absolutely.
Police.
Should have been in jail.
Oh, nice.
So I tased myself by accident, Margie.
Uh-huh.
And my taser, I'm sure, is not as strong as the one that she used, because mine's like a flashlight.
Oh,
And I had it sitting on my couch, and my girlfriend came over. I went to go open the door. I sat down and I was going to pick the flashlight up and put it away, and I cupped it with my hand. And and I have screws in my elbow, and it burnt the screws in my elbow, and my arm went numb for an entire day.
Oh shit.
yeah.
And that's a low voltage taser.
Right. But I thought it was
I
a gun.
couldn't even imagine with the one that's in the video, if that's the one that she got you with, what that could have done. You're lucky to be alive.
Your
Yeah.
age.
I'm 70.
What
Yeah.
Mary just said, you're lucky to be alive.
Yep.
And then
Well,
they took her taser the night she tried to tase me and my children. That's why
Right.
my son was protecting us. In court they admitted that when I tried to grab the taser, her husband is shown on video, Tom White, and he pulled out a gun. And that Nicole told him to go get the gun, go get my gun. And then, he goes and gets it. And then he also said, she's out there, just the taser's just going off. I have all the videos, and we have them in our archives too, Patricia.
Yes.
And so, so she uses the taser then, and the cops, confiscated. They got it here in, Oakley. They took it. And so, I was gonna say something, but yeah, they took the taser that night. And if I'm trying to grab it to protect my children, Tom comes up and tries to grab my hand, and my son handles him, and
Good.
so
I
and
hope your
my
son's okay, though.
son
Did
is
he
not to
get
be played with
on your property.
on my property. And the latest things that they're doing, saying people are going to get shot out that camera. Selena is always,
Wait. What did they say on your camera recently?
Maryville was pulling in, and then she called me and we talked about it. Basically, like, did you hear that? Like, who are you what are you saying? Basically it's a man talking, saying, what are you going to do when you get shot? I think I sent it to Margie, and I'm probably sure I sent it to you, Patricia, too. And I'll make sure it's in our archives. Talking about Donald Trump and this and that. And then the latest things that they've done, and you really got to watch who you're messing with on their job. A gentleman, very nice gentleman, came to my house. They've actually been trying to harass people that come to my house to fix and repair things, sending videos, Selena's threatening a gentleman, saying he's taking pictures of her house, of their house, when you know damn well he's on my property. You guys have people come to your house. You're not going to harass the people that come to my home to fix things and do things, because believe it or not, even though my camera might not say what it says, it's on and people are watching. But a AC man comes to try to fix my air conditioner, and she basically, I have her on video taking a picture of the gentleman's he's on the dead end, and she's trying to take a picture of his car, because he's on the side. He has to go on the side to look at the meter and everything. So she videos him, and I don't know if he said fuck, damn, or a bad a word, because he was frustrated. It was hot, very nice.
Mhm.
So he was a little frustrated that he couldn't fix the air conditioner. So he comes back to my house to show me the video. She called his job and said Selena said he was unprofessional and he used profanity. And he comes on my door and was like, "Look, they sent this to my job." Yeah.
You have his contact info?
Yeah, I got his number. I told him, please save the video. We got each other's information.
We need to add that. We need to add that.
Yeah, I will be.
You guys need to get a movie director to
this
make a
is what
movie,
she
make her
does. This is
really
what they
publicize
do.
her, because we're small potatoes compared to what she's doing.
We
And
need
she
a
is
movie
flat-out
director.
horror story.
Yeah, and then
I see Elisa's in.
yeah,
Elisa.
two or three of my people, they but they even did it to you, Patricia. I mean, tried to have, take pictures of her parents when they were over here,
did.
and we have that on video. Everything's on video. Maryvale has a video now, so you're being watched at all angles. Believe me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Welcome, Alyssa. Thank you for joining us. I know you've been through some things, and I'm grateful that we connected, because there's probably more targets out there. And I would like oh yeah.
You can use our Facebook page. We're happy to spread voices.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful with doing that, because they can get you for harassment and
That makes sense.
slander. So, and they're smart. That's the biggest thing. They're smart. They know what they're doing, and they know that they have people on their side to back them.
But is it slander if
They can still say it's slander even if it's proven. So, like, look,
well, why can't we put a sign in her yard that says videos are being live streamed? Act accordingly.
you can, but I don't think you're able to use them to like put out there for everyone to know about.
That's okay. If they were to, I took business law, and I know that she spread libel, slander against many of us in the community. So, and that's documented also. So if we go that route, maybe that'll be our moment to, okay, well, here we go. Here's my military. I served honorably, but she went ahead and said that I was dishonorably discharged. She took my own portrait and spread that. And so if she wants to talk slander, like, we could talk to the commissioner. We're speaking our truth. We're speaking the truth.
You guys have the right out there with the commissioner to tell them you want a judge instead of a commissioner.
We should have done that. And yes, we can do that. Absolutely.
Because she has her hands in everyone's pocket.
Yep.
My friend thinks she's
She does,
smuggling drugs and guns, and that's
Yeah,
why
she does.
they won't let her
She's
touch her.
protected by everybody, isn't she?
She's
protected by.
She's mainly protected because of what she's done in the past. So, like, the reason that Patricia knows who I am is because there was a post that was made a while back. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. There was a post made a while back about Nicole, and me and Nicole were friends, and she had confided in me and told me that she used to send nudes to, I can't remember what cop it was, but he was a basic beat cop at the time. Now he's higher up in the food chain. But she would get pulled over for her registration, and then she'd contact him and she'd sell nude pictures to him. And then he would turn around and pay her for them so that she could get her registration done or her tires done or whatever. And I made a comment about that on a post that Patricia saw, and that's how she reached out to me years later. And I was like, when she first messaged me, I was like, how do you know this information? She was like, well, you commented back and da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, shit, okay. Um, but she literally like she even invited the Antioch PD to her wedding.
Oh,
Yeah, she invited the Antioch PD to her
So
wedding.
so her and Tom are married, because on when I went and researched her, it says both of them. It says no marriage at this time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no. Did you
When
go
I
through
did a search,
when you went through Truth Finder or whatever? Those I just recently
yes,
somebody else, and they're not always up to date.
And
Mm.
sometimes they get married with privacy on their thing. 'Cause,
okay.
like,
Yes.
yeah, because you
So
can request that, which I don't understand why you would want to do that, but I'm sure there's reasons.
Side note to our audience, through Truth Finder, we found that Tom White and Nicole Sedano Silva White are on the government watch list. What does that mean? Our safety is at risk. We are walking targets.
my daughter's ex, well, she's back with him now. Him and his family are also on the watch list, but their house has been raided. So I don't know if that has any grounds on
I think it's just because somebody they know. I think it's Tom's brother, somebody that they know. So they're
Maybe.
underneath the government watch list.
Okay.
But she knows how to get the PD to believe everything she's saying. And
Right.
yes, she does turn on the waterworks.
Mhm.
See, that's right.
And she even uses like, oh, Selena's diabetic, so because she's diabetic, she's disabled, and I can't work because she's disabled. She's got diabetes, and Zachary has, he's disabled, he has autism, and he can't do this and he can't do that. And
So, what is her disability? Sociopath.
she was born.
Narcissist.
She doesn't have,
Narcissist, sociopath.
she doesn't even
Yeah,
have
she uses her children as an excuse for everything. And
yes.
when she lived here,
Munchausen's.
when
Yes.
she lived next door to me, Zachary, she was still wiping Zachary's ass.
Yeah.
She would not allow him to wipe his own butt or take a shower. She had to give him his shower. He was, what, 17, 18 years old. And she slept with Selena. She never slept with Tom when she lived here. It was
So
always because
I
something had happened.
I told Patricia about that too in a private message. That Nicole used to sleep with Zachary and Selena.
Yeah.
And Nicole openly admitted that she slept nude, but Zachary would sleep nude as well. And he actually, I don't remember which house they were living in. I think it was the one off of Delta Fair.
That one that they terrorized. Okay. Yeah. 2017.
Where John was across the street from them.
Yep.
Zachary had actually peed on the Christmas tree and started a small fire in their living room. At another time, she had told me that they would turn the air conditioning on and Zachary would pull his pants down and hump the AC vents in the house. And she thought it was just the funniest thing in the entire world that he was humping the vents and that he would walk around naked. I mean, he'd run around the house just completely naked. I have 5 daughters, and me and my daughters would be over there and we'd be visiting when we were friends. And he literally would run around naked, and she'd be like, oh, it's because he's autistic, he doesn't like the feeling of clothes. Okay, but even though he's autistic, you're still the parent. You need to guide him. It's your job to guide him and tell him.
Protect him.
Yes.
She doesn't want to. She wants to keep him as, I mean, she did his work for him for school.
He thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
And when she was working for the school, I actually have a friend of mine. I've actually told her about the group chat you guys had going on Facebook, and I sent her screenshots. And she is with Antioch's Unified School District, and she does she's the recess aide or whatever you want to call it. And she's going to school to be a teacher, so she doesn't want to get involved in it. But at one point, she's in a biracial relationship, and at one point, Nicole had made comments on a Facebook post or something along that lines where she said something about, she referred to Black kids as being cockroaches and dumpster divers and things like that. And my friend, her son went on Facebook and like went after her, and she was like, oh my gosh, and started talking shit. And then my friend was like, you do realize that's my son, right? And Nicole shut up, because Nicole knows that my friend would beat her ass. So she shut up. But this is someone who works for the district. And mind you, she got hired on with the district about a year after she did what she did to me.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
See, that's the thing, and this is where we're headed towards with the conversation, because we wanted to bring up Mary Rocha as another person in our community
Her and her-
that
And Kenneth Turnage.
yeah, and Ken Turnage, and they've got maybe not as aggressive, but they're in places of power where they're putting things out. But at where was I going with this, Patty?
That racism doesn't belong in school districts.
Right.
Bullying.
Oh, that's what it is. Is they're protecting Stephanie, and they're protecting each other. It was really just a shock that they didn't protect each other at that last school board meeting, because what they do is, I think, is they must agree to like just always back each other for things. And there's been situations where they just flat out abstained or refused to vote because their other person that they vote with wasn't there. And so what they're doing is they're putting our kids at risk, just like yours are, by not doing thorough. I mean, this even if she's a non-credentialed staff at the school, she should have had the Department of Justice background. She should have a criminal justice background. It should be just as thorough of an investigation as when you become a foster parent, because those kids are at risk if there's something wrong. I mean, I had to go through that. I had to go through all of those things to adopt my son.
Mhm.
They should have to do it just to work with the kids, because the last thing
They're
they
not.
want is somebody like me to come in and say, "Oh, look at what's going on here," and have CPS and file a lawsuit against them because they're not following rules.
When you're
La Pamela found me just by videos that she saw that they put up about me. When she saw Nicole, something that make videos saying nasty things and used my picture and stuff. That's how La Pamela found me to get this all started.
We just want justice for the targets. There's more targets, and we could be quiet. We could be quiet about this and just go on about our lives, and or we can just band together and make sure that there is accountability so that no other family continues to get terrorized or targeted. And just these people need to stay away from the school district. These people don't belong around Black or brown kids, or
They don't belong around kids, because as you can see, Nicole's victims are not based on color.
No, they're not.
right.
They're not. I mean,
She tried to have so my daughter was going to Prospects because she had health issues, and Selena ended up, I don't know how she ended up at Prospects, but she was there. I'm sure she probably got bullied, which is, I mean, I'm not for bullying at all, but hey, when karma is karma, bitch, whatever. But she was at the school, and my daughter was minding her business, trying to just get her credits, trying to graduate. And my daughter was in the little library there in Prospects, and Selena happened to walk in, and she looked at my daughter and she said, "Huh." And my daughter is like 5'1", 5'2", and she goes, "Huh." My daughter goes, "You got something you want to say?" And she was like, "Huh." And my daughter was like, "We can take it outside."
she's just taunting her.
And so she kept going, and my daughter called me and she's like, "Mom, I'm gonna beat her ass. I'm gonna beat her ass." And I was like, "You know what?" I said, "At this point, I have so much animosity. Take the bitch outside. Take her outside. There's train tracks. Go on the other side of the train tracks. Do what you got to do." And I said, "Actually, you know what? No, you're close to graduating. Let's be realistic here." And so I was like, "You know what? Go to the principal." So she went to the principal, and she told her, "This girl's trying to egg me on. There's history here, and it's bad blood." And the principal said, "Okay, well, we'll have a conversation with her." She brought Nicole into the office with her because, she can't do anything without mommy.
That's right.
So she walks in there, and they go in there and they turn the entire story, and they're like, "We're worried about my daughter's safety. And I was like, "Okay, first of all, I never said I was worried about my daughter's safety. So if your daughter's going to talk shit, make sure she can back it up." And
no, she's using key words. She's using words that pull empathy from people.
Yeah. Well, she's just a diabetic and she can't fight. Well, then maybe she should keep her mouth shut. Just like you do. Maybe she should keep her mouth shut. So they ended up turning it, and my daughter was like, you guys are a joke. Like, seriously, you're a joke. And so they just said, well, keep your distances. And I said, it would be in your best interest to keep her away from my daughter. My daughter will keep her distance, but you better keep her away from my daughter, or I can't predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's how they left it. But yes, she doesn't see color when she has a victim. She doesn't care. When everything happened with me, the very same day that it happened with me, if you Google my name, it comes up with all kinds of stuff. My name was on Cron 4 News the same day I was arrested. The same day. I was mortified. Mortified. So when you Google my name, it comes up with stuff because she immediately ran to the media and told everybody.
Well, that's what she does. That's her thing, is she looks for somebody, not necessarily the weak, like 911 Dips says, but she's looking for somebody with a short wick, somebody that's going to be reactive, somebody that's going to feed her. It's almost like she has reactive attachment disorder or oppositional defiance, where she needs that negative so that she can continue her bad behavior and start attacking people. So social media is her ammo. She's putting your video on there because she's getting a bigger response. You know, she's like, ooh, look at all these people.
Yeah.
Look at what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know, and and then she probably finds more victims that way too.
Probably.
Yep, that's exactly right.
I mean,
she victimized our neighborhood. It wasn't just me. She victimized the whole neighborhood.
This goes back
families. So yeah,
it goes back to when we were kids, though. Like, I didn't even realize as an adult who she was. When we were kids, we were in 5th grade and we went to Kimball Elementary.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we were in 5th grade, and kid you not, if anybody wants to call her and ask her, she'll tell you. We were talking as adults, and I said to her, I said, have you ever been in a fight? And she said, no. Well, yeah. And I said, well, what happened? She said, I was in 5th grade and I called some girl a bitch at school, and her friend came up and smacked the shit out of me. And I said, what school did you go to? She said, I went to Kimball. I said, oh shit. Well, that was me. I did that. I said, you called my friend a bitch.
What?
I approached her after school, yanked her by her fucking backpack, spun her around, and slapped the shit out of her. She took off running and didn't come home. Didn't go home. The next day, I got pulled over. I got pulled into the office by Mr. Vadens, and I was suspended for 5 days because I slapped her. I said, well, then maybe she shouldn't call people bitches.
Holy dang!
And you know what? When you're young like that, you get protective of your friends, because somebody called my friend something terrible at miniature golf, and I grabbed one of the golf clubs and smashed it on the table and told her that I was going to kill her.
Look, we don't condone violence, okay, y'all?
No, I don't. I'm not violent at all. You know I'm not.
I know you're not.
No, but it was that thing, like, she just had no
hormones that go through you when you're little.
Yeah.
Well, we were like 10 years old, 10 or 11. And you had no reason to call my friend a bitch. And we had a big clique of friends. So I'm sorry, you hit that nerve, and well, I hit you. So, I mean, sorry, not sorry. But she even said as an adult, she said, I will never, ever try to get confrontational with you because I know you'll kick my ass. So this was her only way to do it, was to take it to the cops and have me humiliated over something that I didn't do.
And she's the one that did that.
This is what she does. Yes.
She got away with it. And you had to leave the city. You went pretty far.
We left. So we didn't necessarily leave because of her, but we moved. Moved from the house that we were in because everybody around knew. My kids had to change schools. My kids were being picked on at school until we got them changed out of school. And then we had to basically keep it quiet. So, like, the girls didn't really talk about who their mom was. Nothing was really said. But as they got older, and they started defending themselves, it was, but now we're in Bakersfield because I don't want any more of the crap. Like, I don't want it. I ran into her one time at Dollar Tree on Hillcrest in Deer Valley, right there by Safeway. I don't know if it's still there or not, but
it is.
And she was like 3 aisles over me. I didn't give a shit. I didn't see her. And I walked right past her. My daughter was, Mom, that's Nicole. And I said, where? She said, right there in the aisle. Oh. And I look around, and she literally put all of her shit down and ran out the store. That's what I thought.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. I see Mary. I saw your message, Mary, that you're about to go. I heard your dog barking. Well, it's about that time. Obviously, this conversation can go beyond an hour. And this isn't even half of the targets. There are people that were targeted with recalls, targeted in other forms, and there's probably other victims and targets out there. Come forward if you have ever been terrorized, harassed, intimidated, assaulted, violated, stalked, bothered by Nicole. Reach out. Reach out. Thank you, Margie. Thank you, Alyssa, for just sharing your experiences. It takes a lot. It's scary. I mean, hey, worst case, oh, they're gonna come after us and break all our windows, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But if something happens, we know who it was because that's how they get out.
Hey, I'm an old lady, so.
God bless you, Margie. You got a
Yeah.
lot of life
Well,
to
thank
live
you guys so
for.
much.
And Alyssa, have a great rest of the night. Thank you.
You.
Carlos, you want to close us out? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all for being on the show, and thank everybody for tuning in. We had a nice group watching tonight. So, and for those new out there, this is every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're your hosts. You got Mary, Patty, and me. So this is what we do: give a voice to the people out here. Would have been nice to hear if any of them could have made it, too.
I invited the whole school board.
Yeah.
I invited
So
Stephanie
Did
and
you really
Nello.
expect them to come?
You never know. Maybe
Right,
they would have been
that's
down
true.
to listen to us.
this
That's
platform is for everybody, though, So we give them a chance, and then you guys take turns and figure something out,
Yeah.
But we're the peaceful approach, So
Yes.
that's the most important thing. Let's
Yeah, so hopefully somebody out there will say, we'll help you.
Some attorney will come out and take this case.
That's
Help
right.
us out.
That's right.
there you go.
Justice
Hey.
for us.
We'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks,
And
guys.
with that, I'd like to say God bless you
Bye.
guys, and good
Bye.
night, and we'll see you next Thursday, Lord willing.